So welcome everybody again to our podcast for the Three Amigos. We got Steven, Dom, and Ahmed.
That's what we're called. I think we're Atlanta Dev Talk.
Will be something different every episode,
Oh, I like
Sounds
that.
good.
aka the Three Amigos.
Yep, the Three Amigos for today. All right, so I know somebody of us got a new job.
Well, congratulations, Dom.
Yeah.
Oh, me? Yes, I guess that is true. Since the last time we've done this, I did. In fact, it was the next day, even.
All right. See, we got a job through the podcast.
I don't.
We're effective.
They haven't come out and said that they recognized me from this podcast, but it was totally because of this podcast. Yeah, it's actually with a company called Tin Roof Software. They're based out of Midtown, Atlanta. I worked with a bunch of people from there when Ahmed and I were at NCR, and I really liked working with those people. And then when COVID-19 hit and NCR let go of most of their contractors, sounds like Tin Roof was very willing to work with NCR to try to save some of those people's jobs. And I really kind of respected that a lot, because I'm not going to name the company that Ahmed and I were at previously, but when this happened, they were pretty much just like, yeah, I don't know, bye. So I haven't heard from them since about a week after I was let go from NCR at all. So I don't know what they're doing. I kind of hope they're not in business anymore. But yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm right now. I'm currently on a project with Tin Roof for Chick-fil-A.
They do have the best biscuit in the morning, like the chicken
I
biscuit.
haven't had a Chick-fil-A biscuit in a long time, so I'm not sure. And I wouldn't even be sure who their competitor would be anymore. Bojangles, maybe? Popeyes?
Not even close. No.
I used to love Bojangles biscuits now.
The Popeye sandwich, the Popeye chicken sandwich is up there.
I haven't had that new chicken sandwich from Popeyes. I kind of want to, because I do like the spicy chicken sandwich when I have Chick-fil-A every now and then. So I would be interested to see. But I think one of the reasons why Ahmed asked me this is, I guess, this is kind of be into a segue, because while I'm on this project for Chick-fil-A, I have found myself developing with Java Spring Boot. Which is weird.
Because it's the same thing we're using in my new job. Yeah.
We'd already talked about that. Yeah, that is weird. It was just kind of like all of a sudden, I felt like I didn't hear about Java development roles, and then something happened with Spring Boot, and then like it was just all the rage. Like everybody was just like, "Hey, do you know Java? Do you know Java? Do you know Java? Do you know Java? Do you know this? Are you using this?" And I was like, "No, what is that?" I was like, "I don't even know what that is. And why is this all of a sudden popular? I thought Java was dying because Oracle they're Oracle."
Yeah. I thought the same thing, man. I was surprised, especially now we have a lot of options. You have .NET Core, like Node.js. You have all this framework, and people going to Java. I mean, Spring Boot is kind of different, but they say, Netflix, by the way, switched all their backend to Spring Boot.
Really?
Yeah, maybe that's what made it popular.
It could be. Java definitely has the longevity. It's been around for a while. It was
it was free.
It was free for the longest time. It's still free through, I think, OpenSDK, but it was also one of if you don't want to be a Microsoft or .NET developer, here's Java.
Yeah.
But then it was just like there was the rise of .NET Core. C# became immensely popular. Go and Python and all these other great languages. Ruby came on, and so it was just like Java. Just kind of, I used it during my undergrad, a couple of classes, and then never again. But it sounds like it's still popular. AWS uses it a lot. It seems to be one of its big. I don't even want to use cases for it. Like all their AWS's developer documentation, Java is like one of the big ones that you can use.
Yeah. Even Google before, with their Android, It was
Mhm.
Java based backend.
Yeah. And then Kotlin came around, and that kind of that. But yeah, it was just kind of one of those where it. I won't say it was gone, but it was like I knew where it was. Like I kind of knew where it was at. I was like, oh, I'm not an Android developer, or no, I don't want to work with this company. And then like, okay,
Mhm.
and then microservices happened, and then so I guess they took some time to figure out what they wanted to do, and then they came out, and from what I've been reading and seeing, it's a really good microservice framework.
Right.
Spring.
Yeah. It got a lot of built-in stuff to it, like the depends injection and all the the things that used to be pain in the butt in the old Java way.
All those pain points are still there. You just got to go look a couple of layers down.
I know. Yeah. Tell me about JPOS.
You need a hammer factory. Is what you need.
A what?
You need a hammer factory.
Oh, I don't have one of those right now.
Implement factory. Yeah.
That's right.
Concrete factory hammer. There you go. So Dom, what about you? What you have been playing with Java or? Well, you're totally different now, right? You're doing dynamics and stuff like that.
I'm doing dynamics. Microservices, is what I do, but it's still .NET. Actually, I vacillate between oscillate between .NET Core and the .NET framework still at 4.6.1 for some of our functions because we're working with the SDK and we're working with late binding entities. So we transition back and forth. We haven't made the jump to the .NET Core yet for our functions, but we're dying to do that.
Late binding entities? I don't like anything late. If it's not on time, I don't want it.
Because it's agile.
There, good answer. Best. So
you left on a cliffhanger our last podcast because
we did.
You said let's talk about Dino.
Let's do it. Let's talk about Dino.
And I still want to hear about it. Like I said, last time we did this podcast, I wasn't employed, so I was like, I'm totally going to jump into that. And then, the next day I was employed, so then I had to completely shift everything that I did. But I think you had reached out and said that you had done something with it, so I'm eager to hear.
Yeah. I think it's time for the coding part of it.
Oh, like it.
Yeah.
So, I need access to share my screen, Mr. Host.
Yes, sir. Oh, there you go. I can see the screen now. All right, look at that.
Oh, I like it.
We'll see.
So, this is a Dino REST API.
Okay.
We will see just how elegant this is. So first off, it's running, so I'll go ahead and shut it off. Very, very simple. We have everything is in TypeScript, which is one of the big big advantages of using Dino is that it's TypeScript, and we can go into all the details of the advantages of TypeScript. I don't think that we have to. I think we all should know here how great TypeScript is. If anyone doesn't know, it's a superset of JavaScript, and it allows for you to create classes and interact with code in a more structured way that isn't normal to JavaScript or isn't inherent with JavaScript. So this web API has 3 files. We have our router for our routes.
Nice.
You'll notice here that there are no folders containing dependencies, and that is because with Dino, your dependencies are brought in via URL and they're brought in asynchronously. From what I understood from the documentation, I could be wrong, but that's what I understood.
Oh, wow, that's very similar to Go.
Yes. Yeah. So you don't need to really install anything outside of Dino on your machine. Here's our controller.
Okay.
Which we're very similar with. And again, if we look at our router, we import our controller, our controller file, and we import the methods that we're going to implement, and then we append them to our router. Here's our interface for what we're using. This API returns books.
Mhm.
So here's our interface iBook. Here's our
Array
array,
of books.
and then here's our methods.
Interesting.
And then the final piece that brings it all together is the app, which is the entry point to the application. So again, we're importing application from Dinoland, which structures our application, and then we've got just a few lines of code.
For the port environment. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're telling it what port to expose. Of course, home IP, and then that's it. That's all the code that we need to build a REST API. Now, this isn't interacting with a database, but you can imagine that interacting with a database really wouldn't be that much harder to implement.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, in order to run this, we do Dino run A. A allows the environments. If you're eagle-eyed, you can see that I tried to run it before without, and
I noticed that.
so we go ahead and run that, and then we'll go to our trusty friend Postman, and we can send requests.
Nice.
Very cool.
I mean, it's just succinct, so elegant. I am really excited about Dino, and I like that it's TypeScript. It just looks clean and simple to use to me. I don't know. If you guys have any first impressions?
Yeah, that's good.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it very much.
Yes.
I now definitely want to build something with it.
Yeah. Let's look at one of the methods to see, like, it's returned the 200 status in the code. If you go back to one of your methods in the code, I see that. So, for example, get books. I see that you get parameters and you get off top any and respond off top any ISP. Then if book exists, respond with status 200. Okay, and you put the book in the body. All right, cool. Elsewise, a 404 not found, and you put the message book not found. Okay, cool, nice.
Okay.
So I'm playing with Axios now, but do you see any kind of advantage of this one other than the structure? Similar to TypeScript, so definitely good structure to your code, and it looks like only fluent line of code, and you get it to run and work.
So I'm a big fan of Axios. I like how it kind of cleans everything up for you.
Yeah.
And I think what will happen is when Dino takes off, those dependencies will start cropping up. You'll start seeing those things there. I mean, well, I don't, I know that you can build a front end site using Dino. I haven't done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because this would be the API, so this wouldn't have a use case for Axios, or I mean, I guess it could, but I guess most of the time you wouldn't have Axios in your API. But I can definitely see those dependencies being ported over.
Oh yeah, and even look at your router. Let me look at it for a little bit. It seemed like you have okay, so you import this methods, and you said okay, and get book, get whatever on each route. And actually, funny, you put get, post, put, and delete. Let me look at your delete book function, if you don't mind. So it's going to take...
Very simple.
Yeah, book filter to find the book that you need to delete. IS book number, BN, I think book number.
I guess if you didn't have... So if you look at update book, I guess this, where'd it go? This guy. If this wasn't here, because that's kind of like your error handling. What does it throw if that's not there? Is it just a regular 400, 500?
404 not found, right?
Well, you set the status there. I saw that. So
I think it just returns the 404.
okay.
Yeah. Have
No,
fun.
because it's it's checking to see if there's a book. So I think it's the first thing that it does.
Sure.
So, Dom, when can we release this in production? I need to. My book library now is needing some APIs.
Well, I work for a company that's very Microsoft heavy.
Uh
So I will tell you that as soon as it compiles, you ship it. Just ship it.
huh. No way.
Exactly.
No testing, no regression, and no stuff. You know what? Like, so remember, Stephen might know this. We were in a team that we didn't have QA. Our dev used to be the QA.
Oh, when was that? I don't remember that at all.
It's a recent memory. Actually, well, I mean, in the beginning, I didn't like it because then, like, you need a second set of eyes to, if you have your own developer testing their own thing. But I admit it was faster. The only thing you need the second one.
It was faster, as in then we've got features shipped out. Don't know if they were always right.
Yeah. So you need the QA.
Ship it.
Yeah, it pretty much was like, oh, did someone say this is code complete? It is. Ship it. Oh, I don't really think this has been tested or not. Ship it.
Nope. Yeah.
So that's kind of how that went.
Hey, fail fast, fail often.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh no, we definitely did that. But it was definitely I understand why they were what they were trying to do, but they were also expecting us to. You can build out this whole like CI/CD pipeline that can do automated testing, and it was just kind of like, yeah, we can totally do that if there was time to do that, or we were able to allocate time per sprint. That was never a priority, as happens.
Yeah, it seemed like it's more a startup mentality, right? Like you want to get something almost like a weekend project we work on. You quickly do things and start things and finish things quicker. Quickly. But I guess in enterprise, you want to test it and have all this diagram and documents and I don't know. So it was interesting, but I think it was fast. But I wouldn't do it again. I mean, we need QA.
At the size of the company, I don't know why we're bad. At the size of the company that NCR is, I don't think that was the right decision for them. But when I left, they were getting like 2 QA people.
So I guess we were working on a proof of concept just to make it happen. I guess the first phase. And
because like I said, we were cutting edge.
Yeah.
Technology-wise with NCR.
And they probably thought QA would slow us down, maybe. That's why they said, like, no QA, just dev and get stuff done.
I'm not entirely sure because they definitely wanted QA. They had because they had quality conditions that we had to meet,
right?
Those kinds of things. But
we had BDD test and we had unit test, so we had our own testing.
We tried to have all that, yes, but it was just kind of like, oh well, it's the nature of that. I don't like to speak too badly about it, but it was just like the nature of that project. We were getting pulled, and our team was getting pulled, and like with different directions that it never happened.
Yeah.
So,
God wants to be host again.
Of
You give a man a taste of power.
All right, let me give him host power. This is the last time, Dom. Okay, don't worry. All right,
you're only host twice.
Yes, you're a host now.
So I don't know if you guys got a chance to go to DockerCon. It was last week. It was virtual, but one of the things. So I use pipelines every day. I use Azure DevOps for my work environment, but we all have GitHub. So I was introduced to the concept of GitHub Actions and GitHub Actions.
Hold on, I won't share my screen, but I think I'm using those right now with GCP actually.
Oh, very cool.
Well, let me get into the repository for StephenOrSteve.com, by the way.
Okay.
So I wanted to show you guys what the pipeline file looks like, and it's called a workflow. You add this to your repo
So it's a YAML file. You put it in your repo.
file,
Mhm.
and you set the rules. So on push into the master branch or any pull request into master, you grab an image.
Nice.
In this case, is Ubuntu. You check out .NET Core, and then you have your commands. You install your dependencies. You build, and then you run your tests.
Nice.
So as as the project manager, I'm going to need you guys to build some pipelines with automated testing.
Very cool.
Nice.
I am looking. I don't know where the integration is. I think it's just an application on one of my repositories, but it basically it goes through and it runs. What is it? It runs the build in GCP for that builds the Docker file for my website. And I am trying to find it where that integration is right now.
And let me make you the host while you're doing that.
Now,
No, it's a private repository. I don't want to share.
is that
No.
your GCP instance and then pull the Docker file and run it?
Yeah, so anytime there is a pull request against my master branch, it's got and I think it's just under applications. There it is. Under my settings, I have Google Cloud Build set up. So then it takes it and knows, hey, there's a Docker file there or whatever I have what you can specify like a compose file as well. But it'll take it and it will build it and then it'll put it out in the container repository and then I can deploy it very quickly. I haven't set up the second part to, hey, deploy the latest automatically. So
I did that with the Azure Container Registry,
Mhm.
and it's actually pretty neat. When you go into Azure, once you provision your container registry and you provision your app, you can actually do it kind of backwards. So you create a repo in Azure DevOps, pop in your code, and and the thing that I worked on most recently was a React app in a Docker container. So you register your app as a Docker app, and then it will automatically create the build and release pipeline for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So then it pulls in it'll pull in your Docker credentials because they're part of the Azure Container Registry. And once it builds, so like it'll build your image, do everything it needs to do there, using your Docker file, and then pushes into your container registry, and then on the release step, it just grabs your credentials using a script like a PowerShell script, and then it releases the latest version into your instance.
Nice.
I
Very
mean,
cool.
the only complaint is that you didn't, and it could have been me. Like I wish it would have given me a YAML file. I like getting those made automatically, but I mean, it's
Okay.
sweet.
Interesting. Yeah. I've got a couple of things that I want to do. I finally got around my hesitance of just having a repository that just has a Docker Compose file because I wanted to launch like a standalone instance of Mongo. And it was like, oh, you need to do a Docker Compose file. Well, I was like, well, I don't know what is the relation to Docker Compose to Cloud Build. And somebody's like, it's the same thing. You're fine. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, that's what I need. Okay, well then that just needs to sit in a repo somewhere because I don't know, in GCP I couldn't figure out a way to be like, if I just tell you that this is what I want, just spin this up. And so like that's what I had to do, and then like figure out, like luckily with like Cloud Run, like you can specify a bunch of environment variables. And I was like, well, cool. It'll know to go look here for any kind of sensitive information that I need to put in there.
What service was that?
What's that?
Cloud what?
Cloud Run. Cloud Run is where it is in GCP, where you can run just like a single Docker instance, so it's not in a Kubernetes cluster.
Nice.
Does anyone understand Kubernetes or believe anyone who says that they understand Kubernetes?
I mean, I started using it when it first started. Then it makes sense to me, but I bet you still it grow so much. And now I heard something called Rancher. Have you guys heard about Rancher? It's supposed to be
I have heard of Rancher.
yeah,
I actually heard of Rancher before I heard of Kubernetes.
yeah.
Wow.
But the only thing I would say I like about Kubernetes, there was one feature that when you deploy, it will kill the old nodes, and will start the new nodes and keep the traffic going. And like so in deployment, there's no downtime. It spins new nodes and it kills the old one. And I thought that was brilliant. But I probably need to get back and go do a demo on that one. I like the demo stuff. We should do that more often here. So, but lately,
Upgraded.
to what Rancher?
No, I just got the prompt.
Limited minutes.
Oh, we automatically get upgraded.
That's what it said.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hooray!
So we're free. So last time you told me like we have to pay to get more than 40 minutes, but I think they're being generous, so we got upgraded. So
Might be.
yes.
Cool.
So other than that, how are things going? I mean, in Atlanta lately, things have been. There's curfew here, by the way, because of the the protests and so forth. But
COVID-19 curfew.
no, so there's another curfew on top of it. But
Yeah,
yes.
due to the protests that have been happening in the city.
Right, yeah. There was one yesterday, and it was peaceful. It was nice. I mean, I'll probably share the videos for later, but
I've known a couple of people who've gone to them, and they went. I knew some people who went the first night, and some of them were at the Capitol, some of them were at Centennial, and luckily most of them had left before it got, I guess, violent.
yeah.
I guess, and then since then they've instituted like a curfew almost every night since, when was it, like last Friday?
Yeah.
Was when they started.
So, yeah, I think-
Last Friday, yeah.
Friday was pretty wild. I was watching it on the news. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the fire from my patio. The
Oh,
smoke.
that's right.
So, and also, have you guys heard about like Tesla? Now they're creating a new battery that's going to go 1 million mile.
I had not heard of that.
I
Yeah.
heard that.
So this week they did their like the shuttle or their rocket or their space thing, and now they're saying they're getting closer to a 1 million mile battery.
Wow.
Yeah, so
pretty
watch the stock. I mean, they've been going up like crazy, but Tesla been doing well.
Yeah. So, but I don't know about you, Don, but Ahmed, have you had any other recruiters like reach out to you recently?
To me or Dom?
I've had
To either one of you. Like, I didn't know like if Dom is just like, nope, no one contact me. I am happy where I am at.
I've had some recruiters reach out. I haven't been looking,
Of course.
but yeah, they always reach out. Once I put dynamic CRM experience on my resume, that was kind of a boon.
Yeah.
Because it's like so.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah.
There was I guess they are one of the big companies in higher ed.
SAP.
No, Ellucian.
Mhm.
Microsoft. I just remember because the product that they tried to build with Microsoft Dynamics or the CRM was just such horseshit that they didn't even like rename it. So it was like you paid all this money for, it was called Recruiter at the time, which was supposed to be like a CRM for like getting students who were prospects and this thing. But all it said was Microsoft Dynamics. I'm like, you couldn't rename the title bar for this thing. It was so, but that's just how that company did. They did it the same thing where they sold Georgia Military College a reskinned version of like SharePoint, where they were like, we did all this customization, and it turns out like all those customizations were just a couple of like custom web parts, and then it was just Microsoft SharePoint. But they did the same thing with Microsoft Dynamics, and I remember looking at it going, nah. Well, nice to know that it's still out there living.
Easy money.
Yeah, they're actually investing in Dynamics. Microsoft is.
Really?
Yeah, it's really growing. It's grabbing some market share from Salesforce. I think Salesforce is still the.
Because that's what I was about to ask. Is it a competitor of Salesforce?
It is.
Okay.
And, like they both have their advantages and disadvantages. I've gotten a chance to look at Salesforce Lightning, and it is an amazing UI. It is great. You can tell it's just very well thought out, very quick, really nice. But right now I'm in the Dynamics world, and it's fun. I actually am interacting with a consulting company that's building a web app off of Dynamics, and it's a React app, pretty neat. And I wasn't sure how they would go about grabbing their data. They're just using OData.
Okay.
Some things are complicated because of the Dynamics really forces you to get used to foreign keys, and everything is related using a foreign key. So it is a little hairy getting to some data points at times, like when you get really complex data models. But it's interesting. It's been fun.
Cool. I was like, I know we can't see you. You're hiding behind the microphone.
I know. I'm trying to adjust my seat. Trying to hide.
Yeah. But Ahmed, how's your job going?
Good, man. It's getting busier and busier, but what's new? So I work a little bit with mobile native app, and just learning more about Apple and the process and getting an app running in like App Store and so forth. Apple is very strict, and I can get that, right? For good reasons. But sometimes they're so strict, and it's hard to figure out why they reject your application. And when you call the customer service to figure out why my app has been rejected or somebody's app been rejected, they didn't give you a specific reason, and you have to apply again. Of course, you have to make sure that you put everything in the right order and everything, but it's a painful process. So just learning that Apple is really strict and Android is a little bit easier to deal with. But it's been nice. Just nothing new really in our side.
What about getting an app out to the Windows Store? Windows.
Yeah, you can do that. Just throw it in the garbage. And
print out your source code. Print out the source code, put it in an envelope, and just mail it to Microsoft. They'll upload it for you.
So I need one of us needs to put in the resume. Windows mobile developer. Current title.
Yeah, but you know what? I think PWA and something will come. And I'll be honest with you. If I'm going to develop an app, I want it to be out of the App Store. Like the whole business of renewing my recertify my application and all this stuff. It would be cool. And you want to deploy something new, right? You don't have to go to the App Store and wait a week and all this stuff. I don't know. So somebody will come up with something.
Yeah.
PWA or something.
In that same vein, I changed the headline on my Twitter recently.
Mm-hmm.
I changed it to say that I have 10 years of Dino experience.
Of what?
Of Dino.
Oh.
So if anyone's looking for a developer with 10 years of Dino development experience, senior Dino developer.
All right.
You know what? I'm pretty sure you're gonna get some calls. I'm like, we're looking for somebody with
like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I have 15 years of Rust under my belt and 12 years of Go.
Nice. Yeah. So you guys play with Go a little bit? I know Steven did, and Dom, you played with Go a little bit, right?
A little bit, very little bit.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Go?
I like Rust better.
Okay.
I haven't messed around with Rust. I like Go, but as we saw with that the Dino app demonstration, like how they manage packages and dependencies, I'm not crazy about.
Yeah. So you let go of Go.
Because it's like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I found a really cool package. It's in Dom's GitHub repository. Well, then one day, Dom's like, nope, no one else gets that. I take it down. It's broken my app now. It's like, oh, I really don't like that. And I remember talking to somebody about it, and they're like, no, they're trying to fix that. I'm like, okay, well, once they fix that, I'll give it another go.
There you go.
But
You gotta let go, buddy. You gotta let go.
Once it's compiled and shipped, I mean, you don't have to worry about that, right?
sure,
Right?
I believe so. I've never shipped anything with Go.
There you go.
If it compiled, you were supposed to ship it.
Yeah, my company has a different philosophy of compile it, we'll just sit on it and we'll think about it.
And let it go.
Yeah, and just
Let's
let it
scrum
go.
or fall. Let's just go scrum or fall.
So, but that was the only thing I was just like, oh, that's a really neat idea, and I get what you're saying, and you are correct, Dom. Where it's like once it's compiled and you've got the executable, you shouldn't have to worry about that until you have to open back, until you try to do something else with it. Oh God, somebody contact Dom and ask him why he took that down. I need that.
Have you ever had that happen before, where you've built a project and you had a? So I've had this happen where I built a project and the repo maintainer no longer maintained the dependency, and it was like it was a JavaScript dependency. And I remember reaching out to the guy and saying, hey, I'm having an issue with jQuery and your library. This was years ago, and his response was like, well, I'm on vacation. See you later. Good luck.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's why. That's why Vue was kind of scary to me because there's one person used to manage the repo for it, right? Vue.js.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it used to be that they have a team now. But yeah, what's Evan? Is it Evan Yu? I think it is.
Look at Dom. He's doing his homework. He remember names.
Yeah.
Tom.
I like Vue.js. I don't know. Evan Yu. Yeah, that's the guy's name. Yep.
All right. Listen.
But Vue is 6 years old now. It's not like a new kid on the block.
Yeah. Mm.
Are we going to talk about React and Vue again?
No.
I don't. I think we've talked about everything we were going to talk about. And I guess the rise of Java Spring Boot.
Spring
Yeah. Does
Boot.
anybody have a repo in Spring Boot? I've actually never ever even seen one.
I'm going to see if Ahmed does.
No, I have examples, but looking to get All right, so let me do this. I'll create one for the book example next time, and we can go through the code. Spring Boot.
Okay.
Yeah, but
The rest.
So is Java Spring Boot a backend or backend and front end, or?
we use it only backend, mostly
Yeah.
APIs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it like MVC API?
It's more like web API. Yeah.
Right, and actually, it's competing with MVC. Yeah, you're right. So it's kind of like MVC Java side.
Okay.
So and that's what Nest.js is supposed to be the Node.js version of Spring Boot.
Really?
They
yeah.
share like their annotations are very similar.
Right. Yeah.
I got it.
But I have a couple of videos, but I can't share them right now. But I'll probably post them. There's a British guy, walk you through the Spring Boot and the benefit of it, and dependency injection and SQL and everything. I mean, it looks easy, but in general, Java just Stephen will know soon. It's not an easy thing to play with,
No, it's not. I think it'd be okay if I wasn't also trying to learn the AWS CLI stuff as well.
Oh, so you're doing a lot of AWS stuff?
That's fun.
Yeah. So it's like I'm working with that, and it's just like, oh, I've also got to learn how to interact with a data store that's out in AWS. Okay. Oh, how do I do this? What is this command? And what is that? So it's just right now because I'm learning everything. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Do you and you're learning AWS to do stuff with Spring Boot?
More of we're building stuff with Spring Boot to store in AWS.
Okay.
So
Well,
AWS right now is like the data stores.
the reason why I ask is because AWS. I think it's funded by AWS, but there's a library called Cloudia JS,
Cloud,
which allows you to it allows you to deploy Node.js projects to AWS Lambda and the API gateway.
Okay.
And it just makes everything so much simpler. So for microservices, for web APIs, for chatbots, anything you're doing in Node.js that is going into a Lambda.
I don't think we're taking advantage of those right now. But Claudia JS, I will keep that in mind.
It's neat. I would recommend that. It's fun. I feel like a nerd because I say that these things are fun, but to me they're fun.
Yeah, it's fun doing the research for all this stuff.
It is. It really is.
So did you have to use it in your project, Dom, or did you just run into it while playing around with Cloudia?
Yeah. So this was actually, so at the last company I worked at, I had, I have an Azure background, but when I got there, they said, "Oh, we use AWS."
Mm-hmm.
So I went all in on learning AWS and learning how to navigate it. And I will say this: AWS is super flexible. It isn't my favorite. I'm still a big fan of Azure. I think the Azure UI and experience is super intuitive. The thing that's great about AWS is that you can do anything on it. Anything. I mean, any framework, any stack, it will run on AWS.
Yes.
And that's really flexible. What I'm not a huge fan of is all the tokens. So like if you provision something, you have to keep track of all that information. I think it's cool that you can use like a Terraform script to provision all your resources. So no matter what that stack is, so if you want to have like a WordPress or like a LAMP stack application, you basically create your Terraform script where you provision your PHP instance, your MySQL DB, your load balancer, whatever it may be. It's all in code, and using the AWS CLI, you can provision all that stuff. I mean, that's very. Just whatever you do, don't lose those tokens because then you're SOL.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. Keep track of those tokens, man, because it'll get you. Maybe it's changed. I mean, I haven't looked at it in a year and a half, so maybe it's changed. I found that to be a pain point for me. Because I mean, I like the command terminal, but sometimes I like just going in there and just clicking around and getting what I need to get done. Whatever's fastest. And the command terminal makes you feel like you're a super hacker, sure. Yeah. Sometimes let's just go in there and like, oh, I need to provision this, and that, and then you do it and you're done and it's easy. To each their own, I guess.
That's right. Ahmed, what are you guys using at your job?
Now?
Yeah. You guys don't believe in the cloud?
No, it's good. No. Well, we have Heroku for cloud and AWS, but Azure probably going to be in the future. So, I mean, since I did a lot of Microsoft stuff in the backend, maybe Azure would be nice to use, but I have to be honest with you, I need to do more AWS to form an opinion. I know, like the fact that you can create templates and break that creates all your the proxies and your servers and and you can create whatever environment you have and you tear it down. looked at Lambda functions a little bit. There's the triggers and functions, stuff like that. But the only thing I want to get into, which is microservices in the cloud, and see how that works.
Okay. Cool.
Do you guys mind if I share one more microservice?
Yes, sir. Actually, that will be good.
All right.
I'm gonna edit all this shit out, right?
Yeah.
I know all my code is highlighted. Don't do this.
You see Dom saying like, "Let me show the tick," and Steven will be like, "Yeah, let me talk about that." Yeah.
Give me a second. Let's see if I can pull this up. So I created an Azure function that creates PDFs.
I
Oh yeah, nice.
don't see your screen yet.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up. So,
Okay.
You want me to make you an admin again? No.
Yes, please.
Oh, why does it go away from you? I mean,
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, I'm here.
I see you're.
Cool.
All right. So this is an Azure function written in Node.
All right.
And what this does is that it takes in. Now, before I get bashed, there's like no error checking here. So, I mean, I guess maybe a little bit here, but not really. Yeah. That's the tech lead and Steven coming out there.
Yeah,
I don't know how to erase those now. Whoops. We'll just clear.
nice.
So this is an Azure function in Node. I'm using an npm package called HTML PDF, and all this does is it takes in an HTML string and creates a PDF for you using this string.
Nice.
Okay.
So this what's the name of the npm package? Just HTML-PDF.
Yep, HTML PDF. Let's see. Yeah, that's my only dependency is HTML PDF.
Nice. Okay.
So there is only one caveat to this function, and that is that it cannot run on the consumption plan. So you actually have to have a dedicated app service in order to run a function like this, and that's specific to the fact that I'm using the HTML PDF dependency because it needs access to an underlying library for reading and writing.
Okay.
What it's doing is it's reading and then creating a buffer, which is the byte array that it returns. But when you hit this thing, I don't remember how to run it. I'll be honest with you guys. Let's see if I can just debug it. Oh no. Yeah, I don't remember how to run it.
Yeah, let's look at the package and see if there's any run command startup. I don't see it there in your side, start.
No, it might be.
Well, it's a Lambda function, right?
Well, yeah, it's an Azure function. Oh, there it is. That's it.
Hey.
What did
Go
you type?
start.
Yeah.
It's func start. So let's open our handy dandy Postman.
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
So you're running that now in your own machine. It's not even though it's a Lambda function, but it's running in your local.
Yeah, so if you when you have the Azure CLI or the AWS CLI,
You can test it locally.
yeah, it'll allow for you to run these applications in your local environment.
Cool.
And I mean the promise is that when you run it locally, it will behave the same way once it's deployed.
Very cool.
Nice.
Oh, that's okay.
Azure.
Let me see if I can find the URL for it. This is going to have to be edited in post. Sorry, guys.
I'm living it as is. Just agile, real time.
Real time. Okay, so here is a string of HTML,
Mm-hmm.
and here's our function URL. And what this should do, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, so that returned to 200, and it says download response in order to open it. So we'll save the file. And we should be able to open this in our desktop.
Nice, man.
Right.
And this is free package, right?
What's that?
It's a free NPM package.
It's a free NPM package. The only drawback is that you can't release it into the consumption plan. So you will have to pay for an app service, and I'm not sure what that is for like for a small app service. But if you already have one, well then, what's adding a few dollars for this utility that you're gonna, you're probably. I mean, think about it. How many times have we had to create reports or grab data from a document to then turn into a PDF? This does it for you, easy peasy.
Mm-hmm. Nice, man.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's talk about gaming. I'm just kidding. So entertainment-wise, what do you guys do for fun? Anything crazy, new entertainment? TVs,
No.
cars?
Nothing different from the last time. I'm trying to think if I played anything new or read anything new, and I haven't.
Do you have a PS4, Steven?
I do not.
Oh.
No, sir.
It didn't hurt what Ahmed said. It was how you were just like, oh.
Actually, I'm an Xbox guy. I don't have it.
Yeah, that's why it confused me.
I know.
Well,
my job.
I'm a PS4 guy, and you get free games if you're a PS Plus member.
Okay.
So I just got, and this is super exciting, Call of Duty World War II for free.
You should get it for free. I mean, this is an old game, right? The Call of Duty World War II.
I was like, I haven't been keeping up with my Call of Duty games. I don't know which one they're up to, but
Have you guys played any of the remastered versions?
no.
Oh, so like the airport scene is back, and remastered. It's amazing.
Nice. And PlayStation.
PlayStation. Well, no, I think all consoles. If you get the Call of Duty remastered, it's out.
Yeah. So I think the storyline were good in the some of the old ones.
Yes.
Modern Warfare and all the stuff, especially the sniper mission. I mean, those were great. Yeah.
Okay.
I
never really got into any of those.
What do you play?
What was the last thing I played really?
Other than tic-tac-toe and all this.
Whoa, hey, Tic-Tac-Toe's a classic.
Yeah.
If you say Animal Farm again or Animal Crossing,
I did play that. I don't know where my Switch is right now.
there are no girls watching this. Not a single woman is watching.
Yeah, we can.
We lost our female viewership, huh? Damn.
Yeah. You're killing my rating, guy. You're killing my rating.
Yeah. We are now the number 4 podcast
Exactly.
for Atlanta Technology.
Yeah. And we're the only one.
Are we the only one? I haven't checked.
I haven't seen any.
Well, if I Google,
Mhm.
I'm going Atlanta Technology Podcast. What do I get?
Well, you want to say Atlanta Dev Talks.
Hit him with the fact check.
Yeah, I know. And I went, actually, we're in Google. Like
We're in Google.
Yeah. So Google Atlanta Dev Talk.
All right, our next caller gets $1,000 because we're in Google. Courtesy
It's
Courtesy
called.
of Mr. Ramen.
Yeah, we don't have a number, so let's go. Yeah, we can say that for sure. Yeah. So, part is it coming up to you guys?
I did Atlanta Developer Podcast. I don't see us.
No, say Atlanta Dev Talk.
Oh, that. Is that going to take me to the YouTube?
Not YouTube. Just go Google.
Look at that.
Oh, hey! Take it down.
7 days ago.
All right.
Let me see how many we have.
How many views we got?
We have 2 views in one of them.
All right.
You guys should be helping out and like sending this link out.
I'm gonna watch it.
I watched it.
Oh God, it's me. I don't like that. I'm the first thing you see for one of them.
Maybe that's the problem. We need to switch that.
And I don't like that we're labeled as guests in the credits either. We are vital.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the pilot. Take it easy.
I want to talk to the producer.
You talk to the manager. Yeah. So talk about that. I mean, any new movies coming out, Lord of the Rings, or anything big like that?
I
mean, movies are. I know there's no movies, but I heard that like a lot of Fast and Furious is supposed to be
I
out.
recently saw the preview for Tenet, the second trailer,
Oh, yeah.
and it looks amazing.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You know that the same actor was in the Insider Job too. Have you seen that? The original one with Denzel Washington, the Insider Job in the bank robbery in New York.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
Oh man, it's good. It's good, smart.
Good.
They have a second one, and the same guy was in it. I forget the name of the actor, but from Tenet.
So I saw somewhere.
Mhm.
I saw 2 things that were interesting about Tenet. One
Mhm.
is that it is like an undercover sequel to Inception, right? And 2, that Robert Pattinson is actually playing Christopher Nolan in the movie.
Let's check that out.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I need to check that one out. The only thing I really was waiting for is like Top Gun. Top Gun 2. I was really looking forward for that one, but COVID came in. And, the Top Gun 2 with Tom Cruise.
Oh, yes.
The second one, yeah, that's. I mean, I like airplanes, jets, fighters, and all this stuff, and it looks like they're.
Forgot that fighter pilots are awesome.
Yes.
Top
Yeah.
Gun 2.
Nice. The last one. Yeah. The last one I saw was Tilt. You guys remember that movie called Tilt? The AI pilot running on stealth fighters, and the airplane is so smart without a pilot.
Oh, is it good?
Oh yeah, I mean it was really good. Called Stealth.
Who was in it?
I'm bad with names, but they're all famous now.
Wait, Stealth? What?
Yeah, Stealth.
Wasn't that Jamie? That was Jamie Foxx.
No. Yeah, it's 2005. Jessica Biel movie.
I was gonna say I think Jessica Biel was in it. I thought that was
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe
not Jamie Foxx.
exactly. He was there. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
I'll have to. I've never seen that movie. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it actually was really good, man. I thought they were gonna make a second or third one of it because it's smart. I mean, jet fighters, but AI.
I'll tell you all I watch nowadays is old episodes of Top Gear and the Avengers movies over and over again. That's it.
So I really wanted to see the end game again. You know.
It's on Plex. It's on the Plex server that
Oh, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna start watching that. I mean, because actually they're funny, and there's a lot of it's entertaining. There's a lot of funny moments in it, man. I mean, I've been watching those Avengers now. So I'll be honest with you. When it first came out, I used to skip them, except for the last 2. Then now I'm watching Thor, the Avenger, and all the stuff, and I really like them.
Well, just so everyone knows, Plex TV is one of our sponsors. If you want to share your own media, watch Plex.
Wow, we got a sponsored? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know that. Now we are. Now.
Right here, there should be a logo. It should be like right here somewhere.
Right
You'll
there.
have to do that in post.
Exactly. We'll work on that.
There you go.
Yeah. But a good sci-fi movie. I mean, I wish I can share it, but I know for copywriting I cannot show this stuff. But if you guys go to Stealth 2005 official trailer, you will see that.
I remember the movie now.
Yeah.
So, you know what? That's interesting because that movie came out before the timeline shifted.
Oh, what do you mean the timeline shifted for?
I feel like 2006 was when the timeline shifted the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now we're feeling the reverberations of that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that the world can get any weirder. I think.
Oh yeah, no, the world definitely can't get any weirder.
2020. When?
2020. No, maybe it's me, but when I watch movies from back in the day, they just feel like they're from a different time.
Yeah.
Like the world is so crazy now. I feel like the timeline
all those movies from back then are relatively tame. You're like, oh, that was such a simpler time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Back then,
The only thing that was
But
weird
still-
was like $5. That's the only thing that was weird. That's it.
Oh man.
And I was watching The Joker also yesterday. It's kind of disturbing. I mean, I liked watching it. I watched it before, but it's such a weird movie. The Joker.
Okay, lightning round. Lightning round. Ready?
Okay.
Favorite Joker. First Ahmed, then Steven. Ready, set, go.
The newest one, the latest one. Even though I like the one before it.
Oh, you already said your answer. Heath Ledger.
Yeah, of course.
But I did like Jack Nicholson.
I like Keith.
You know what? I take it back. I'm going to go Mark Hamill, even though he was just the voice actor.
It doesn't count.
Yeah.
He didn't wear the makeup.
Yeah, but his voice. Hello, bats. Come on, that's iconic.
I mean, it's really good. It's really good. But you gotta wear the makeup. You remember the first Joker?
From the old show with Adam West.
Yes. He refused to shave his mustache, so he would put the paint over his mustache.
What?
Oh, really? I gotta look that up. I mean, I don't. None of us were alive for the old Batman show, but I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, it's almost like the Superman. He couldn't shave his mustache for 007 movie, and they edited the mustache with CG after that. To me, why can't you wear a fake mustache for the other movie and shave your mustache? You guys remember that part when Superman had to act with his mustache and they had to edit it out?
Yeah, I remember the story, but I couldn't remember. It was because he was in another film at the time, and I guess that was for like reshoots.
Yeah, he was in Mission Impossible.
Oh, I see.
They couldn't.
It was part of his contract.
Cesar Romero was the original Joker, I think.
Can you guys see his mustache? It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
Hello, bats. Come on, that's iconic. It
It's
works.
really
Oh, you can't even see it. You just,
You can kind of tell it's there, but yeah.
Hello, actually, it's not a bad.
Come on, that's iconic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Was he that proud of his mustache?
He was, man. He was.
So the only thing about the latest Joker, Joaquin, I like the story, man. I mean, his laughter was not really from happiness; just a disorder that he had, and when he get nervous, like a nervous tick, so he can't control it, which make more sense. Why would you laugh all the time? So it was a darker, crazy movie, a dark movie.
And apparently there's a sequel coming.
Yeah, they gotta be, because I don't think he's the Joker. He's the Joker's dad, right? Because he's older than Bruce Wayne, right? Or the Wayne, like Batman, right? So
That's
he killed
the
his
thing
dad.
about the Joker. He's completely unreliable. With
So
Timelines.
I like the theory. I like the theory that Heath Ledger's Joker grows up idolizing this other Joker.
Yep.
I like that theory.
Yeah. I think that'll be the second movie, the Joker Awakening, wherever the Joker Reborn.
Well, how about the fact that it's Todd Phillips directing these movies? I mean, this is the director from The Hangover, and yes,
Wow.
It's totally
Yes.
different. Mm.
killed it with Joker.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, good. DC needed to win and
DC.
use the movie. It just
Well, I'm excited to see the Snyder cut. Supposed to be good.
It's called what? The Snyder Cut?
I
yeah,
love what was that, Justice League?
Yes.
Interesting.
Apparently, the Snyder cut is supposed to be have a darker tone.
Mhm.
Although, I have to say that watching The Dark Knight and then watching the Justice League or Batman versus Superman, there's a big, big difference. Such a stark contrast. I wish they would have been able to get Christopher Nolan to come back or be a producer or something. Like,
You know, it would be nice if they can add Batman to the Avengers, one of the Avengers, and
You can't.
Wonder Woman.
Oh,
I know, I
okay,
can't.
You
I
have
know.
no,
every.
I know, I know,
I
I know, I know.
I have
I'm
to
not
go
supposed
now.
to say that. But...
Yeah, that's it. We are now the number 5 Atlanta Developer Podcast.
I'll cut that part. No, we can.
No, you leave that in there, so we can talk about it next time.
Yeah.
Hey guys, is the Dalai Lama Marvel or DC?
Who?
The Dalai Lama, is he Marvel or DC?
He's both because he's a Dalai.
Like, I would imagine he's been in both, but
Oh, but well, Superman have a beard now, so
what?
yes, he's become a homeless.
Should have always had a beard, because how was he going to cut his hair?
That's true. Yeah.
Actually, they solved that problem. He uses his heat vision.
Kryptonite, kryptonite or whatever.
So wait, what is he, Dom?
I was just saying, if we're throwing Batman into Marvel,
Oh,
Might as well.
I was like, maybe he did have a guest appearance.
We're gonna get shut down by YouTube, I think. Like this guy is.
We've been demonetized. We haven't even made any money.
No, I mean I don't even know. I didn't like. Well, yeah. Let me see if I can.
are we
check it
gonna get? You know what? I think that if the tech lead picks us up and tells us how he's
Yeah.
better than us,
out.
then I
Yeah.
think okay.
Let's tease him. I like the tech lead. I watched him a lot, and we should be like. There was a goal. Yeah, exactly. There was a goal of this podcast, by the way. It just took a different turn with this
Wait,
Marvel.
Let's just
DC
pick a fight
bullshit.
let's pick a fight with the comic book fans, with the Python fans, with tech lead.
great.
Mhm. Yeah,
Let's just go with it.
yeah. What not to do? Maybe.
Woo! But well,
Yeah. So
we are now over an hour. I think we've hit
okay. All right. The mark. All right. Cool.
the mark.
All right.
You
Sounds. Mhm.
I can't wait to see how you edit this.
I know. Well, so kudos to the editing. I like
Yeah.
the
Oh,
question
thanks.
titles.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
All right. So what do you guys like about it? So, I mean, we can edit that part out, but what do you guys like about it? You like the pictures, the question in the bottom topics?
Yep. I like that.
Cool.
I like the transitions were smooth.
As a matter of fact, Steven, I cut a lot of your stuff.
I still saw myself. Cut some more.
Actually with Steven, I didn't even cut. It's like, there's too many things going on wrong. Might as well let it go. I don't have time for it'll take me another 10 days to get this.
Uh-huh. Great.
But kudos to our editor. He did an amazing job.
I like the coding part today. So,
Yeah. We'll have to do that again.
yeah,
I'm sure that the one guy that watches this is gonna tear up my code and call me a loser.
The comments are coming.
I saw we had a comment on both our videos.
We did? Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
We have Banana Guy.
I don't know who. Thank you, whoever that is. It's probably one of you two. I don't know who. Oh, it was Dom.
No,
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
No. It was John
Thank
Guy.
you, viewer.
Thank you,
Yeah.
viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sorry if we made you mad today.
Yeah.
We love you.
Please disregard Ahmed's comment about mixing the DC and Marvel universe. Don't tell your friends that part.
And we like Python.
We're thinking out of the box here, you know. Yeah. But cool, man. Well, guys, that was a good podcast. I'm looking forward for the next week or 2 weeks from now. Oh, I forgot to hit recording on the entire thing.
Oh no!
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding. Yes, let's start another one.
we'll do it again some other time.
Nobody's sleeping tonight till we're done with this podcast. I'm just kidding.
Oh, bye. Click.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. I'll let you guys go to bed. It's been late now. It's late, I guess, in Atlanta. So we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye,
All
guys.
right. Good night. See you guys.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too. I love you both, right? You'll be in it.
Hello, rats.